Uh, Miss Suba, we are live. The stage is yours.
Please, ma'am, I didn't get you. Hello, ma'am, I didn't get you.
Yes, we are live. You can proceed with the introduction. The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. You're all welcome to today's session of Mental Health and Wellbeing series, which is part of the 1 Million Leadership Program organized by the Women Ascension. It's indeed a pleasure for me to have you all joining us from across the globe. On behalf of the Women Ascension 1 Million Leadership Program 2030, I am Tebo Mildred Endam. I'm a public health educator, a Women's Ascension Fellow for Community Outreach Program, and I'm currently serving as the Executive Director for the Association Better Health for All, Cameroon. It's an honor to serve as your moderator for today's global conversation on digital well-being and the impact of social media. For those who are joining us today for the first time, please permit me introduce to you our organization. The Women Ascension is a global non-profit organization dedicated to empowering individuals, especially women, by fostering leadership development, driving meaningful impact, and promoting self-sustainability through inclusive and diverse platforms. Operating across 5 continents and 90 countries, the organization aligns its mission with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. One of the organization's most impactful initiatives is the ambitious 1 Million Leadership Program 2030, which aims to empower 1 million women across. This initiative is designed to enhance women's leadership, improve quality of life, and promote sustainable economic empowerment on a global scale. The Women Ascension also anchors the Community Outreach Department, through which it connects with local communities, especially women and vulnerable groups, by creating greater access and awareness at grassroots level. The SET series on mental health highlights the critical need to prioritize mental health and well-being, especially in the face of rising social inequalities, global crisis, and digital challenges. This initiative also supports global goals like good health, quality education, gender equality, reduce inequalities, and strong institutions. Once more, thank you all for being here and for adding your voice to this vital global conversation. It is a pleasure to introduce today's speaker for the Women Ascension 1 Million Leadership 2030 Mental Health and Wellbeing Mentorship Series in the person of Mrs. Amira Samnali. She would be sharing her insight on digital well-being and the impact of social media. Dr. Samnali is currently serving as a registered nurse with extensive experience at Aga Khan University Hospital. She is so passionate about compassionate care, health education, and public health. Her dedication to promoting wellness and making a positive impact in community is reflected in both her clinical practice and public health work. In today's session, she will be anchoring the effect of social media on mental health, identity, and self-esteem, digital addiction and screen time balance, how online communities can both support and challenge well-being. Practical strategies to healthy and mindful technology use and building resilience in digital spaces, especially among youth and adults. Without much ado, please join me to welcome Miss Amira Samnali. Please, ma'am, we are so honored to have you on board. Thank you for accepting our invitation. The stage is all yours, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thibaut. Thank you for a warm introduction. I hope my voice is clear to everyone. Just let me know this first. Okay, perfect.
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, first of all, I would like to welcome all participants to this mentorship session through the platform of Women Ascension. And I am grateful to be given this opportunity to present in front of you all and share my insights on the topic with you all. Um, so, before we move ahead and start our presentation, I would just want to say that I will be ensuring that our presentation covers within the time frame given. But if we take additional 10-15 minutes, please bear with me and I apologize in advance about that. Okay, let's start our presentation. Okay. So, the topic is already been shared by Ms. Tebo, and she has also shared the objectives for today's session. So, without spending more time on objectives, I would just like to share with you all the structure that we will follow today in our session, so that you're aware what exactly is happening at what time. So initially, we will develop some awareness and which will include digital and social media habits. And we will also talk about how mental health is being influenced by social media and digital tools. The second part of our presentation will cover personal reflection. This is the major chunk of today's presentation, and we will spend a great time on it so that we can actually individually reflect on our digital practices in our daily lives and recognize some of the areas that need improvement. After that, our focus will be on developing action plan, which will be an individualized action plan to improve our mental well-being, which is affected due to digital and social media practices. Finally, we will provide a summary and we will also commit to digital well-being via a pledge. So I hope everyone is clear what this session is all about. Let's move ahead. Okay, so before moving to the major awareness session that has a lot of information for you all, I would want you all to do this activity. It's an icebreaker activity where you have to reflect on what is your relationship with digital tools and social media in your everyday life. And you don't have to write anything, you just have to express that using an emoji. It can be happy, it can be sad, it can be draining, it can be love, it can be anything that you feel that your relationship with digital tools and social media is today. Ms. Tibu, I would want you to please share with me responses here so that I can debrief on that.
Okay, ma'am.
Do we have any responses yet?
You can sit. Um, Somebody's laughing. We have the emoji of like two persons laughing.
Okay.
Um, this other person is just like, whoa. And there's another emoji on, I'm not really sure what this emoji is.
Okay. Okay, if we do have like any expression on that, maybe sad or anything, you can just generally share it.
Okay. We have this one emoji that the person is actually smiling.
Okay, that's
But that
great.
person is like,
Okay,
I use the word whoa.
okay,
Like, I don't know how to express that.
okay. Do we have any other more responses?
There are just the few I've mentioned now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, there are a
Yeah,
good number coming up.
yeah. If
Yes,
you have
because of
any
other
more,
responses smiling. Okay, person smiling.
okay.
Laughing. Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Let's move ahead. So I think a lot of us has shown a variety of emojis, and these variations show that we have, all of us, differently interact with social media platforms and digital tools. So everyone has different relationship with these tools and these platforms. Now, while there are different responses, these basically highlights that everyone requires digital well-being at one or the other point. Like if we are happy with our digital relationship, we require some of the digital well-being at any point, because at one or the other point we become drained out of it. So today's session will cover that, but before covering how and why we should have digital well-being, I would want us to further know some of the basic concepts and clear our minds about that what exactly digital well-being is and why is it important in today's world. Okay, so let's move ahead and talk about some of the basic concepts. Screen addiction. It's very clear that when you excessively use a device, you are addicted to screen. Like, for example, if we take an example of a behavioral addiction, which is caffeine intake, for instance. A person who is addicted to caffeine will compulsively repeat his or her behavior so that to intake that particular thing. Although in the back of the mind, in our subconscious, we know that caffeine can be harmful for our physical health, but still it becomes hard to control because we are constantly, compulsively using that in our daily lives. Similarly, it's screen addiction. At the back of our mind, we all know that excessive use of devices can impact our mental health, our physical health, our our brain health, our eye health, everything. But still, we are constantly using it because it's become compulsive and it's become hard to control. And likewise, caffeine addiction it's it becomes an habit for all of us. We rely on caffeine because if we do not take caffeine enough, we won't be able to work properly in our day. So similarly, it becomes we rely on screens because we feel like that if we do not use a screen, we won't be able to work. And this is what screen addiction is. So there are some consequences that screen addiction has on our minds, on our mental abilities. For example, we would be anxious. We would be constantly using screens. We will be constantly, taking the information that is present online. This will create anxiety among us. We will be irritable. If you're using it late at night, we will have sleep disturbances, and eventually we will be emotionally withdrawn. And then one point is highlighted over here. It is unhealthy reliance on screen. So once we compulsively start doing it, we rely on the screens, but these are unhealthy reliances. It is not healthy for our health. It is not healthy for our mental health. In contrast, what is digital well-being? Digital well-being is opposite to screen addiction. Here, when you know in your subconscious that have to control your screen use, your device use, you intentionally develop a relationship with technology. You take intentional measures to make sure that your relationship with technology is healthy. It is not unhealthy. You don't have an unhealthy reliance on it. You have an healthy reliance on technology and social media platforms. And we will further discuss on it in our presentation that how we can develop this healthy relationships with technology. But before moving to that, it is important that we discuss some of the measured areas which digital well-being covers. Why they are important? to understand what exactly happens when we stop using excessive use of devices. When we stop using devices for excessively, what happens? How do we develop digital well-being? What exactly they give it to us? Okay. So what is digital well-being? There are 5 sub areas that digital well-being covers. First is balanced lifestyle. It is very clear from the word that when you are digitally well, when you have good digital practices, you know that your lifestyle would be balanced. Your technology would be just supporting you in your life and it will not be replacing your other aspects of life. You will have a proper time for work, for rest, for social life, and everything other than your digital use. So, everything that you do in your life will have a balance. You will be preventing overexposure and you will reduce mental health risks. By balanced lifestyle, it also means that you are giving your every aspect of your life is being given a splitted time and a proper enough time that you're not always constantly available online 24/7. What is intentional use? Intentional use basically gives you an intention, a purpose to use digital tools or social media. You have a meaningful goal, you have a meaningful purpose before using your social media platforms or any digital tool that you're using. For example, if you're opening your mobile phone and you're just opening it for the purpose without any purpose, that's screen addiction. But when you're opening your phones because you know that you have to connect somebody on LinkedIn and you want to have an insight on what is happening in your current field, that is basically intentional use. And all of it develops with some habits. We have to change some habits, we have to incorporate some habits and do something that makes sure that we are digitally well. Okay, third point is mental and emotional health. When you're digitally well, you protect your mind from exposure to stress causing information. Anything that causes stress is disaster for your mental and emotional health. So when you limit your social media spaces and you make sure that you're also spending time for your personal experiences which are offline, you're also spending time for reflection on yourselves and you're also spending time to build offline connections, then your mental and emotional health is improved. And this is how you achieve digital well-being. Fourth point is productivity and focus. Technology, although today, in today's world, which is a digital innovation world, technology is very helpful in developing a lot of things. We're working with technology. We are able to get a lot of help in our daily lives using technology. But it is also important to develop productivity and keep and maintain focus on our offline work as well. So, if you limit social media or if you limit digital tools, you are maintaining your focus and productivity in your daily lives as well. If you're constantly being hooked up on your devices, this will disturb. This will not be a beneficial thing for your productivity and focus in your daily work that you do. Okay. And last and very important is that by being digitally well, you develop healthy boundaries. You know where, when, and how you will use your devices. You will prioritize where digital devices are required and where digital devices are not required. This will help you develop good habits. It will help you control yourself. And eventually, it helps your real life relationships, which we will discuss in further presentation that how we can do all of it, how with what measures we can take to be digitally well. Okay, I hope this one is clear up till now and everyone is with me. Okay, so why digital well-being matters today? These are some of the statistics and some numbers which are very alarming for all of us. But at the same time, they give us this information that we should start, bringing change in our lives, so that in few weeks or few months or in a year span, we have good digital practices and we achieve digital well-being. So it is very clear that globally, average screen time is 6 hours and 40 minutes, which is about 7 hours a day. And with other countries that I could mention, US has 7 hours a day, India has 4 hours a day, and Pakistan has 3.8 hours a day, South Africa 9+ hours a day, Afghanistan has 1 to 3 hours a day. And most importantly, our young generation, our Gen Zs, are using 9 hours of screen per day online. These statistics tell us that digital well-being matters today. It is very important that we keep this a balance of digital tools, screen time balance, so that we do not exceed our digital use, and we do not and we make sure that our mental and physical both health are improved. Like we're not affecting the digital tools are not affecting our mental and physical health. This is very important. These statistics are showing us that it is a highlighted issue in today's world. Okay, now what impact does it cause on our mental health? Like if you're using digital tools in social media, what impact it has on our mental health? So first and the foremost thing is it blurs our boundaries. We're not able to identify if it is our work time, if it is our rest time, or if it is our social connections or social, like, is it something that we need to be social around? We're just not having a balance, and we're just impacting our overall mental health. For example, we're checking work emails at night. Although we already work throughout the day, but we're checking work emails at night, which is our rest time or maybe our family time or a time where we should spend on our own self, personal reflection, mindfulness, and we're still checking our work. In rare cases, okay, it's fine. In rare cases, you have some work, you have to do that. It's fine to check your work emails at that point in time. Or maybe just fix a time, fix a proper time that even though if it's after hours, after work hours, but still there is a proper fixed time that we have to check our work emails. Secondly, we're having Zoom calls during meals. Okay, now there are some rare situations where we have to do it. We have to make sure that we have to multitask. We have to do, like, we have to manage our work as well as our meals and everything together. But they should be rare times. They should be the times where we are just doing it once a week or maybe twice a week. But it should not be a daily practice for all of us. Because when you blur your boundaries, you eventually impact your mental health in a way that you're not able to, your brain is unable to rest. When your brain is unable to rest, it won't have a proper time to reflect. It won't have proper time to be mindful, and we will have a lot of different effects that we will see in our lives, in our work, in our focus, in our relationships, and everything around us. So it is important to have screen time, but it should be in emotional and screen time balance. Okay, the second point, it is, I think every one of us is a victim of this point. We all are at one point or the other doing this, and we feel like that it is something which is being very common these days. Social media use is impacting our self-esteem and emotional well-being, because when we constantly take information from social media, we are in a bubble of constant comparison. For example, uh, a colleague of mine updated something on LinkedIn and sharing career upgrades. And I am stuck in one or the other position, and I cannot, upgrade my position. Other person is showing some of the vacation pictures. They are going out for vacations, or they're already enjoying their vacations, and we're not able to take that due to work issues, financial issues, or any issues. What is happening? We're just constantly comparing our lives with other people's lives. This develops a self-doubt among us. And when we develop self-doubt, we gradually feel like that we're not good enough. Our self-esteem lowers down, and eventually our mental health is impacted. We end up into depression, we end up into anxieties, and a lot of people these days are going through all of it. FOMO, fear of missing out. It is one other major concept that is growing these days and in this world around us, which is led by social media. So, okay, so I would share with you an example here. A friend of me, like, I think it's been a year or more to it. I was just randomly talking to her, and she told me that she went to a concert, and she said that I went to a concert, otherwise FOMO would have killed me. And for a second, I was like, FOMO would have killed you? I mean, who is FOMO? I mean, is he a person, a friend, a sibling, or what? Who is FOMO? And then when I Googled it, it was like fear of missing out. So, what is happening that we are not being our real selves? We're just actually being what the trend is or what people are doing around us. Like, if people are going to a concert, even if I don't want to go, I am going there just because out of fear that if I won't go, I will miss out on something, which is a real trigger for our mental health. Like, if we do not go to some place just because other people are going, it is creating a bubble for us where we are ending up into anxieties, we're ending up into depression, and eventually we feel like that we're not good enough, or we are not fitting into this society which is full of social media. Like, just take an example for iPhone launch. iPhone launches every year. And a lot of people are just taking and buying iPhones just because they don't want to look like they're not ahead in a society, they're not fitting in a society, and they're just buying it due to fear of missing something. If there are friends who are showing off their iPhones and people are just buying it for the purpose of being to be fit in this society, this exactly is fear of missing out. And what does it do? It just make yourself you feel like that you're not achieving enough. And in that particular time, even if you're doing good in your life, you undervalue those things. You don't appreciate your achievements. You feel insecure. You feel dissatisfied with your life, eventually affecting your emotional well-being. Third point, what happens is then when you're continuously digitally stimulated, continuously online and taking information from the social media and digital tools and a lot of platforms online, you don't get opportunities to actually reflect on your own life. You don't get opportunities to relax. And this way, it becomes challenging to manage stress, which eventually causes you to emotional and mental impacts. You're not able to manage stress. You're constantly in a bubble of anxiety. You feel that you're not getting any kind of rest. Fourth, social media shapes our identity. Today, in today's world, we are seeking validation online. If I have, if I post a picture online and there are 0 likes over it, I will feel like I'm not good enough or I don't look good enough. And I will start questioning myself, my self worth. I will question it that Oh, do I look nice in this picture? Is it good? Should I remove it? Should I keep it? And I'm not being this my real self. We're putting up filters over on our social media pictures just to look nice, and we're not posting our authentic selves. We're just limiting our authentic self expressions. We're living in two identities. One is offline identity and one is online identity. And all of it is an impact of digital tools and the social media platforms around us. Okay, second last point is about disrupt sleep patterns. I think we already discussed that. That when we are using screen late at night and there is a blue light exposure. So blue light, what does it do? It basically reduces your sleep signals and eventually you're not able to sleep. And when you're not able to sleep properly at night, the next day is going to be a hassle for you. It's going to be bad because you won't be good at work, you will be irritable, and this is going to impact your mental health eventually. Finally, it is that we will weaken our social bonds and communication skills because we are too busy building bonds and connections online that we miss out maybe on our offline connections with our friends, with our family members, with our siblings. And this is all is because of the excessive use of digital tools and social media. I hope everything is clear up till now and everyone is with me. All the examples that I've given were very relatable and everyone could reflect on their own digital habits. We will have an activity ahead where we will reflect on our digital habits. But I think these examples are everyday examples and will help you in actually reflecting on your own digital practices. Okay, so I think we have had a lot of information already. So there is a short activity for you all. I would want you all to put in the chat. What is one habit that you feel technology has created in your life? It can be positive, it can be negative, but it should be something that you didn't have before using technology. It should be something that you developed after the technology came into your life, or maybe you started using technology a lot. Okay, so Tibu, I would want you to please share with me some responses if participants share.
Some of the responses, I have become more vocal.
Sorry, I could not hear you. Can you
I
please
have
repeat?
become more vocal,
Okay, you've become more
more
vocal.
expressive.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
I prefer my phone to people.
okay.
The habit of checking on WhatsApp messages frequently.
Oh, okay.
I think more reactions are still coming in.
Okay,
Connecting with people globally.
okay, that's good.
I
That's
am
awesome.
more addicted to it,
Nice.
more engaging and
Okay,
confident.
okay, that's good.
We miss out on quality time in family, with family. We are
Yes,
together,
true so.
the same house, same room, but we don't talk to each other
Ah,
because we all be busy with on our
mm,
gadgets. I
yes.
run to phone each time I am bored. Another
Mm,
reaction, more informed about social issues.
yeah,
Another
okay,
reaction, aware about what's happening in the world. Tech is good, but it is a source of conflict on
okay,
relationships.
okay. Okay, so I think we have a lot of different responses here. Some people have developed positive habits like confidence, they have developed expressions like they have been expressive. Um, they have interacted with a lot of people, so have social engagement, learn more about people around the globe, what's happening, what's not. But there are some negatives as well that we already discussed, like for example constant habit of checking WhatsApp, or maybe like relationships are getting weakened. You're in a room full of people, full of siblings or family members, and you're not talking to them. So I think technology has both a positive and negative impact. But here, the main important point is that you have to create a balance. It is always important that you create a balance. And this is what in this presentation we're going to learn about. Okay, so next part of our presentation covers some of the online communities that support and harm our well-being. Okay, so when we are using social media or any kind of digital platform, we're not aware about if it is good for us or it is bad for us. But it is important to identify those before connecting or engaging with those communities. So first, let's go through the definition of what supporting communities means. So online spaces which offer you safety in a way that you can take support from other group members. You can share your experience without being judged. And these people who are present in that community normalize your struggles. They do not make you question about your struggles, or they do not pass judgment on your struggles. So they encourage you to seek help, to become resilient in whatever the life you're doing, whatever the issues you're feeling, and develop healthy identity for yourselves. On the contrast, harming online spaces are those which create a bubble of negativity. They constantly compare you, they spread misinformation, or they have some extreme ideologies that you feel like should not be promoted online. They're also harming self esteem, they're causing anxieties and isolating individuals from healthy offline connections. So they're not asking you to connect offline connections, but they're just making sure that you are always hooked up online and just connecting online through these communities. It is very important that when you connect online, you make sure that all of these communities are supporting your well being in one or the other way. Whether it is physical well being, whether it is emotional well being, whether it is mental well being, whatsoever it is, it should be supportive in every case. For any reasons, if you feel like that your connections or the pages that you follow or the communities that you are in through online platforms, they are spreading negativity, they are spreading misinformation, or they are constantly wanting you to compare yourself to other people, you should immediately unfollow those accounts. It is very important to curate your online spaces. I have mentioned some of the examples over here for supporting well being, and you can go through these examples at your own time when you want to. And these are some of the places which are good for your mental health, for your digital well being, for your physical well being as well, for your emotional well being as well. For harming well being, there are some examples shared. Some of these groups have already been removed or banned from online platforms because of their reports. But if it is present in, you feel like that you are connecting to any of these online spaces, or any of your friend is connected to these online spaces, it is important that you report them immediately so that other people are prevented from these. And moving forward to it, how should we navigate online communities safely? Like, how do we know that, okay, this community is a good community for me, it's a supporting community, and it's a harmful community? So it is important to firstly check credibility. By credibility, I mean that whatever the sources they are posting, if there is something they are posting, some information. For example, there are some communities that post misinformation about vaccines. They're just creating vaccine hesitancy among people. You need to check your sources before engaging with them. You need to check if the sources are credible or not. If the people posting them are actually credible for that or not, are authorized for that or not. For instance, if a doctor is posting it, okay, it can be a good information, but still you need to check credibility. But just a general layman is posting some information about vaccines, it can be a misinformation. So you need to make sure that you are checking and verifying their credibility. Verifying credibility also comes from checking the number of followers, and some of the platforms allow you to get verified from officially from that networking platform, like for example Instagram, Facebook. So like you need to check if the profile is verified or not, and if it has a good credibility score or not. Secondly, if you're unable to identify its credibility for XYZ reason, like maybe it looks credible, but it might not be credible, just set your boundaries. Limit time over it. Just don't be too much available, or just don't share too much. Like avoid sharing too much. Set your boundaries. Make sure that if you're following a page and it is about, let's say for example it is about digital detox, make sure that you give limited time to it, maybe 30 minutes per day, maybe 20 minutes per day, but just don't overly hook on that particular platform. Make sure that you're muting the toxic spaces. Like, for example, if there is a page where people compare to each other or maybe pass judgments, and you don't want to completely unfollow that account because there are few information that sometimes they are good as well, just mute those spaces. Just mute those threads, maybe, so that you don't get a lot of notifications about the comments and all. Because this is something that will prevent you from oversharing or overly using that particular platform. Unfollow harmful accounts. Similar, like if you feel like that this is a completely harmful account, it is about like there are some pro ana groups that focus on, or maybe they actually promote eating disorders. They're harmful, so just unfollow those harmful accounts completely. Prioritize positivity. Make sure that you join communities which uplift you, which educate you, and which align with your values. If, for example, your values are related to being healthy and fit, just follow those communities that are focusing on health, fitness, okay? But not the ones who are actually thinking that, or who are actually promoting that being thin is being healthy. No, that's not being healthy. So, you have to make sure that whatever you're following online should align with your values, should align with whatever you believe in, and should always uplift you rather than degrading you or giving you toxic comparisons. Okay. And the last part is that protect your privacy. It is important to you always use secure settings, because there are some online communities that would use your data to hack your information or other things, and that may cause harassment or harmful things for you. And digital cybercrime is very common. So make sure that you avoid oversharing. If you feel like that there is harmful content presented, and or any way you feel like that you or anyone in the community is being harassed, make sure that you report that particular content promptly. Okay, so I think a lot of information for today, and we are all very clear about what we discussed. Just giving you a brief summary of what has been discussed up till now. So initially, we talked about screen addiction and compared it with digital well-being, and how both of the concepts are different to each other. Then we talked about the 5 sub areas of digital well-being, which includes balanced lifestyle, focus, productivity, intentional use, healthy boundaries, and sleep, and everything. Like every aspect of your life is being properly covered. Okay, then we actually also talked about mental and emotional well-being. We talked about some of the impacts that social media and digital tools have on our mental health, which includes blur boundaries, self-esteem, identity. We have disturbed sleep patterns, weak offline connections, and relationships. And then we talked about online communities that can be supporting for you and that can be harmful for you, and how you should navigate online communities safely by credible checking, by setting boundaries, by prioritizing positivity and protecting privacy. I think a lot of the content is being delivered to you, and it has been a good knowledge and knowledgeable things for you, like a lot of information. And now it's time to focus on personal reflection, which is the major part of today's session. Okay, so here is a short challenge for you all. And the challenge is that you need to reflect on your digital practices and your digital life that you have in your daily routines. Even if you're working, even if you are a student, even if you are just a homemaker, and whatever the roles you have, just focus on your digital life that you have in today's world and in everyday life, and just identify which area out of these four is being most impacted due to your digital life. And if you could please post that in your chats, as well as just write one short line what makes this area difficult for you. Like, for example, if somebody says that sleep is something that is most impacted, so you would say that I scroll late at night. So this is something that is affecting your sleep area in your life. I would want you all to just select one for now, because this particular activity is going to be connected in the last part of our presentation, where we will develop an action plan. We can have more, but for now, for this session, I just want you to post one so that we focus on an individual area. So Thibaut, can you please share some of the responses?
Okay. The very first respond, sleep, but now I have started managing it.
Okay.
And then we have another response from Dr. Excuse me. Okay, there's another response right here. It affects your sleep by staying up, late. I
Okay.
sleep very late because I am online checking one or two things.
Okay.
Sleeping late due to unfinished work. There's another reaction on sleep. And then there's another reaction, it is true. Okay. Sleep disruption, we have stress. Studies distraction, focus on productivity.
Okay.
I easily get distracted and waste a lot of time on scrolling instead of studying. I
Okay.
have another reaction on focus, so I have to do time blocking. So I work and put gadgets in another room.
Okay.
And maybe the last reaction, I am not focused because of distraction.
Okay. So I think most of you identified sleep as your something that is most impacted due to your digital life. And some of you focused on stress and focus and productivity as well. So I think what you need to do is you need to remember all of it, that the responses that you shared over here. And in the end of the presentation, where we will develop an action plan for it, then we will take responses on what was your particular area and what exactly do you already do, or what exactly do you plan to do. And there is a particular activity for it, a very short activity that we would do it. So yeah, let's move to next part of our presentation. And here, what we're doing is that we're sharing some of the strategies which help you develop digital well-being. These can be something that you would already be doing in your lives, or something that you would do in future. But these are some of the major ones that would help you develop an action plan for yourself. Okay, first, set tech-free zones or digital detox moments. It is very important to always have yourself some tech-free areas or tech-free times. For example, if there is a couple and you are married and you are spending time end of the day, you're in your bedroom and you're still constantly there. Both of you are constantly there on your mobiles, on your devices. and you're not talking to each other. This is basically stressful and giving you a, like, this is basically a time for you all, for you to develop offline connections, to maintain those relationships, but you're not doing it. So it is important that when you are in your bedrooms and you have your own time spent together with the people you have in your offline experiences, in your offline world. Maybe you can have family spaces which are free from digital tools. Maybe set a particular time that, okay, with on the dinner table, nobody is going to use their phones. The phones will be aside. This is how you get some time to make authentic connections and feel whatever is there in your offline world. You can also encourage yourself, this also encourage yourselves to relax, to be out of the information world and be in the real world. Okay. The second one is schedule check ins. Instead of constantly scrolling on your devices, it is important that you set fixed times for emails or social media. For example, after work, we're coming back home and we are having our dinner and whatever the activities that we need to do. Then we set up a time, okay, for the next day, I need to check some emails, and these are important emails to be checked. Just keep a time. Like, for example, I'm keeping it for 30 minutes. That 30 minutes after my dinner, I will check my emails. This is exactly the time that you will spend on checking emails, and not all the time, or not connected throughout your meal time or throughout everything that you do at your home. So when you set fixed times for emails or social media, what you do is you reduce mental overload. You give yourself some time for focused and mindful activities as well. You give yourself some time to connect with your children, or maybe your parents, or maybe your siblings, or your spouse, and everyone around you. And scheduled check ins are also connected with how mindfully you scroll on your phones and how you curate your online spaces, which are other two digital well being strategies for today. So, curating online spaces means that, which was discussed in the particular point where we discussed online spaces, it is important to unfollow negative accounts. Only follow those accounts which inspire you, which support you, and which helps you to boost your self-esteem. Because when you are constantly there, when you have a lot of accounts, you're following a lot of accounts, you have a lot of information to take in. And when you have a lot of information to take in, you just don't do mindful scrolling, you're mindlessly scrolling on your social media. With mindful scrolling, it is important that you set an intention. Okay, for example, I have an intention that I will use my social media, maybe TikTok, and I want to see some videos, some fun videos, and I will just do it for 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes. I set up a time for myself, and I just scroll TikTok and just watch some fun videos just for energizing something. Nothing much. What does it do? It gives you a purpose. Instead of mindlessly scrolling on your phone, it gives you a purpose. Okay, this is what I opened my mobile for. This is what I opened my laptop for. Or this is what I opened my social media platforms for. This also requires some conscious work on yourself. It won't happen in a blink of an eye, or it just won't happen overnight. You will have to have some conscious awareness. You will want to build some conscious habits to do all of it, and it will take time, but we will do day by day, step by step, by taking camel steps, but we can do it. Okay. Okay, so boosting your focus and productivity. Some people discuss that while they're working or while they're studying, they're constantly checking their WhatsApps, or they're constantly checking their phone, that what is happening or what is not, or they're constantly being impacted by the notifications that come along. It is important to block your apps. We have a lot of apps available online, like for example, Forest, they block your social media during your tasks. So they ask you to put some information on that. And whenever you're working, like there is a time, work time. For example, I'm working from 9 to 5, and I want that from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., my social media information, my social media notifications are blocked. So in that particular time, my notifications will be blocked, but I will have this ability that whenever I take a break, I can just go and check it. So it won't ping you constantly. So when you're not being pinged constantly with the notifications, you don't want to open up it. You just you're not being constantly told that, oh, a message is there, oh, a like is there, and then when you want to see that, you feel like that, oh, okay, now let's check this as well, and then check this as well, and this habit becomes like mindlessly scrolling. So it is important to block your apps. It is important to use screen time apps on your phone, digital well-being apps on your phone to stop yourself using social media during your work hours. Pomodoro techniques. This is one of the best technique that you could use to build focus and productivity. So when you have a 25-minute work time, you constantly work 25 minutes for it, and then you take a 5-minute break. Did I miss on any content? Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes, it's audible.
Okay, and did I miss on any content? Can you please tell me?
No, uh, we had just little disconnection. You can proceed from where you left. We were able to
Okay.
hear you.
Okay. Okay, so if you are using your laptops to work and then in the 5-minute break, you are using your phones, this is not digital detox. If you want to have a digital detox, it is important that you do not use your social media or anything in that 5-minute break. You can do stretching, you can go just have a walk around, or maybe you can talk to people around you, or maybe just do some journaling, but do not use social media in that particular time. You should always have notification batching. Instead of having constant alerts, even if it's for messages, emails, or social media or anything, just have a fixed time to check it. So just do your notification batching. And this way you will reduce interruptions, and it basically helps you to develop focus and productivity during your work. So these are some of the ways you can create focus and productivity. Okay. Last is relationship and connections. If it is very important, initially we discussed that you should have offline connections as well. It is important that you should develop some offline connections. But if it is very important to have connections online, like maybe if people are living in different parts of the world, from your families, from your friends, and you really need to have digital connections, make sure that you have digital experiences together. Maybe you can go watch some shows. Maybe you can play some games which allow you to play with other people, like cooperative games. Maybe you can turn your screen time into bonding opportunities. Maybe while you are using your screen time, just use it for Zoom calls with your friends, your family members in around the world. This way, you will use digital tools, but in a balanced and for a good way, for a positive way. The last one is digital check-ins. It is very important that if you want to check in with your loved ones, make sure that you schedule intentional online checkups. Maybe maybe you are just making sure that you're having Zoom calls with people around the world, or maybe you are just maybe you're having, like, for example, you're inviting your family on an occasion, and you want that a lot of people are around the world. So you're just making sure that you have a call planned schedule on this particular day, that we will have a call on this day and we will catch up online. So this is how you strengthen your communication through technologies. And it basically helps you develop genuine connections. And these are those connections which you are doing with the people you know. Instead of building connections with strangers around the world and getting to know from their experiences, which is in one way a good thing, but not too much, let's start building connections online with people who we know, who we own, and who are related to us. Okay, now let's move to the last part of our presentation. And this is basically the part where we are going to use that particular area that we identified in Spot Your Digital Challenge activity. The area that you identified there, you need to focus on that area. And from the discussion above, the strategies that we discussed in this discussion today, just identify 2 strategies that you feel like you will commit in next few weeks to improve that identified area. Like, for example, if you said sleep, just write 2 strategies that you would do from the discussion to improve your sleep habits, which are primarily impacted due to digital usage and social media platforms. And once you're done with the 2 strategies, I would want you all to develop an individualized action plan, which will have one SMART goal for yourself. And it should be including the SMART, the T should be, the time should be by the end of the week. So write a goal which has a specific, which is measurable, which is attainable, which is relevant to you. And the time should be that by the end of the week, you will develop that particular habit, or you will fulfill that goal. So since you have to do it by the end of the week, it is important that it shouldn't be something very broad. It should be realistic. I have written an example over here that I will reduce my Instagram use to 30 minutes per day by using screen time limits and track my progress by the end of the week. So you have to first identify 2 strategies that you would do for that particular identified area, and then write one SMART goal for all of you in the chat. And there is an option for you all, if you want to unmute your mic or maybe type in the chat any strategy that you're already doing in your life that has worked for you, so that people can learn from your experiences. And can I please have responses when people do share it?
Okay, ma'am, we just have one response. I think
Okay.
Instagram is the main culprit nowadays, so I will definitely follow the strategy of 30 minutes a day. That's by Dr. Neha.
Okay.
And then we have
And
another reaction from Kelly.
is there a goal mentioned, Tibu? Any SMART goal that people would have mentioned?
Um,
Okay, if you're not getting what SMART goal is, just make something that is given in the example. But it should be for you. It should be for you. It should be something that you feel like that your life requires related to digital well-being.
okay, ma'am, we have another goal to set time to sleep, to
Okay,
overcome the challenge of sleepiness. And then we have another goal, screen-free meals.
screen-free meals. Okay.
There's another
Perfect.
one still related to sleep. I'll respect my sleep time.
Okay.
Okay, there's a smart goal right here. Stop working 1 hour before sleep.
Perfect. Stop working 1 hour before sleep. Good.
I'll create self-care time, not
Is there
waking.
anyone who is already doing something to improve their digital practices? Would like to share something? You can unmute your mic and share it with me, or maybe
Hi.
Our mentor got disconnected. She's just
Hi.
joining.
Okay.
Please,
Hi.
I don't know if she's ready to share.
okay. Yeah,
Can I
yeah.
speak?
Unmute your mic and share it with me.
Okay. As for me, I have started to reduce some social media. Like at I'm not on TikTok
Okay.
and I've reduced. I'm not on Instagram.
Okay.
Yes, so at least I've left with X, Facebook. I'm mostly engaging on Facebook
Okay.
and less of YouTube.
Okay.
Yes,
So what do you
yes, and
feel,
more on
what the
LinkedIn.
difference? Do you feel any difference in the previously
Y-
when you were having all of it and
yes,
now?
yes,
What is it?
yes.
Would you like to share?
Yes, I feel that TikTok is very busy um, with videos of different types, different
Yeah.
kinds. Some of them are not really educative.
Yeah.
Maybe for some when they want to have fun, when they want to, yeah. But
Yeah.
then, especially when you have your goals, when you want to be productive, fruitful, when you want to have good results,
Yeah.
result oriented people like you find them on LinkedIn, the serious the serious ones.
Yes.
And X, of course, is more on political side, but it's good to know what is happening all
Yeah.
around the world. Yes, yes. I think I
Okay.
can say
Perfect.
that.
Nice. Nice experience.
Mm,
Anyone else would like
yes.
to share anything?
Yes, ma'am, we have some hands raised up.
Okay. Please
It's
add
Candy,
that.
Clarita.
Good evening. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
everyone.
How are you?
Happy to be here and very brilliant presentation.
Thank you.
What I did was I had to actually observe and have a retreat to personally look at the time frames and the most periods where I make use of social media and when I just idling around social media. So I realized that before bedtime, when I'm with my phone and I go through social media, most especially WhatsApp, TikTok, and my sleep pattern is not regulated because many a times I fall asleep. So what I decided to do was to keep my phone when I'm done with my prayers. I keep my phone on my study table, which is not easily accessible immediately I wake up from bed, or maybe I wake up to do something in the middle of the night, which I scheduled. So I think it helped me a lot and I felt much better and intentional.
Perfect. That's
Thank
a
you.
very good strategy. That's a very good strategy.
Thank you.
So, like, can you tell me, like, what's the difference have you felt like before and what's now? Like, is there any difference in your life that has happened?
Sure, there is a great difference because I realize when I go to bed with my phone easily accessible,
Mm.
when I cannot really find sleep or fall asleep, I easily stretch out my hand and pick up my phone. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel so tired, dizzy, and it's like I've lived a part of the day. It's like I got up at the middle of the day. But
Yeah.
now, when I started that strategy, I realized I'm more intentional and my sleep pattern is regulated. And most importantly, when I get up in the morning, I feel refreshed,
Okay.
not drained.
Perfect. That's nice. Thank you for sharing your experience.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Do we have any other people?
Yes, ma'am. We have another hand, Maria.
Okay.
Hi, good evening.
Good
So I
evening,
have
Mary.
this strategy that whenever I feel that I have been addictive to social media excessively and it is causing me anxiety, like I'm just compulsively opening it again and again and just scrolling. So I just log out all my social accounts. So whenever
Mhm.
I open these apps compulsively, the login. It reminds me that I logged out because I wanted to side back from the social media. So the reminder reminds me to cut it off, and I got back again, and it helps me to control my addiction.
Perfect. That's another good strategy to do it.
Thank
It
you.
is, it is not a daily based strategy. It is for a long time that you just log out all
Sir,
your
did you have
devices
the
and
case
you
number,
free them.
sir?
Yeah, that's good. Let's
May I
move ahead.
please have it?
Yes, ma'am. We also have another hand.
HSC.
Yeah, I mean, people can speak if there is any experience you can
Mm-hmm.
share.
Yes, ma'am. We have another hand.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that, sir.
Is there some
Yes.
disturbance? I feel
Uh-huh.
like
498. Sorry, sir, it's 6498. Okay, slash.
ah, okay, yeah. Other people? Do we have any other people to share experiences?
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Nihal?
Alhamdulillah, fine. Hello to everyone. Ma'am, Alhamdulillah, I'm able to achieve one of my goals, which is because before achieving this goal, I used to see YouTube videos late at night. So now I have controlled that habit, and now I sleep by 12 so that I do not watch the videos till late at night. But I want a strategy from you for like right after waking up, I just immediately take my phone and check that whether is there any new message or whatsoever. So I want a strategy from you that how can I cut off this habit and I can not immediately use my phone right after waking up.
Okay, so Nihal, for this, I think one of the best strategies is already being shared with one of our participants here that you keep your phone away from yourself. So when you wake up, your phone is not there in your access. You cannot stretch your hand and just take that phone and use it. But another strategy would be you will have to have some consciously develop this strategy that when you wake up, you don't use your phone, instead have a morning routine. Maybe have some morning routine that you just start meditation, maybe you do some exercises, Maybe you just wake up and go directly to your restroom and get freshen up. Maybe you develop a morning routine for making your bed, or any kind of morning routine that you feel that this one suits you. So what will happen is that you will consciously have this a habit in your routine, that okay, I have to do this first and then I have to check my notifications and everything. So these are the two major strategies that you could do just to make sure that you're not constantly or mindlessly scrolling your phones more in the morning time. I hope I'm able to answer you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Please, ma'am, we still have another hand. Tinashi. Please, over to you.
Yes, thank you so much. This is my favorite topic. If you know me from LinkedIn, I'm always sharing about digital well-being. So I was so excited about this talk, and I'm also still learning. I learned a lot. What has helped for me is that we have made this digital well-being for us is a family journey. We are not leaving the kids behind. I'm actually especially concerned about the kids because of what too much screen time does to their brains because they're still developing. So what we've done is to really sit down as a family since last year and really look at our screen habits, which were very excessive for the kids. We actually cut off watching screens during the week when they're going to school. They only watch on the weekends. And I've actually seen a big change on my kids in that they can now play, they can be creative, they've now got hobbies that they are investing in and developing these life skills. So that has really helped. And for us as a family, I think I also commented that having meals without screens has really changed our evenings. We're more connected. I know what the kids are going through at school. They share with me. And even afterwards, we have at least 1 to 2 hours at night where we are talking, we're reading, we're praying together without screens. And I also have to put my screen down. And that has really helped us to be just a better and more connected family. So definitely, I love this topic. I'm all for this topic. And thank you for giving us even more practical insights that we can implement.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanashi. And with this particular experience, I would like to share one point that parenting here is very important, because we just saw that initially that the young generation are using digital tools a lot. And if as a parent, we are not using or hooked up constantly on our devices, we actually model that for our kids. We model that for our kids that, okay, you don't have to use devices as well. So if as a parent, we make some digital habits at home, this is how we are going to make sure that our kids in future as well as now are not hooked up with the screens. And this is one of the ways we can reduce the statistics and numbers that are around the globe. Thank you so much. Thank you for your response. Do we have any other person?
Yes, there is Tayaba.
Okay.
Java.
Assalamualaikum. I'm
Well,
audible?
yes, you
Yes.
are.
Okay, so what strategy I use? I just start planning my day. So uh, so for that I just plan my day, and because of this I'm more productive, and I just being busy with different things. As a student, I'm going to university and having my classes and having different seminars to attend. So yeah, this is the strategy according to me which helped me a lot to just have less on my mobile phone.
Okay. Just keeping yourself busy with a lot of things so that you don't use your mobile phones a lot. That's a very good strategy as well. Do we have any other ones, Thibaut?
I can't see any hand right now, but I'm
Okay.
sure there are questions. We have some questions that were dropped in the
Okay.
chat
Okay.
box. Okay, I'll
Okay.
just go on with the first question, but before I get to ask the questions, I really want to take up time to appreciate our mentor for such a thoughtful and insightful presentation. He reveals so much deep expertise on the subject, and we have learned a lot. So we'll begin with the first question. Please, ma'am, what does digital well-being mean in today's world? And why is it more important than ever?
Okay, so if I have correctly understood, the question is that why digital well-being is most important in today's world? Is this the same question that
Yes,
people are? Okay,
yes, ma'am. The question
so
is, why is digital well-being more important in today's world
okay,
than
so
ever?
why is it important in today's world is because we are actually going towards moving towards digital innovation. And with the time, we see that a lot of innovations are already been done. We have seen, we already know that in previous worlds or in previous, eras where our parents used to live, there was no digital or maybe a very minimal digital engagement was involved. But now in today's world, all of us, we just cannot live or work without digital tools. And since since the development of artificial intelligence and every digital innovations that is happening and more are planned in future, it is important that we do not spend or just be hooked up with digital tools and social media. We need to have a balance. So which is why digital well-being is important, and which is why it is important that today in today's world, we at this particular step we develop and make sure that incorporate some of the habits in our routine, so that when we are into that era where there would be nothing without digital tools and gadgets, and everything will be around us, we need to have a proper well-being structured in that particular time. Otherwise, it will get a lot difficult for all of us. And we have also seen some statistics in the beginning that how people are using their screens and how much they are hooked up with the screens. So I think these are one of the reasons that it is important to develop digital well-being at now, so that we are ready for the future of digital innovation.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that beautiful answer. We have another question right here. The question says, what are some of the practical ways to stay focused?
What are some of the practical ways for sleep focus?
What are some of the practical ways to stay focused?
To stay focused. Okay,
Yes,
so I told you that if you want to stay focused on your work, there are some important ways that you can. We already discussed that there are some ways we should have boost our focus and productivity. It is important that while we are working, we should limit our social media or any other screen time that we use. So there are some apps within our phones, and there are some apps on Google Store that we can use to block social media notifications during that particular time. These are very important for us that while we're working, we shouldn't have constantly being pinged by the notifications. Another important one is we use timers, or maybe uh, we call it work breaks, where we have a 25-minute work time and then we have a 5-minute break. So what happens is then while you are working, you do not use any kind of social media platforms, any kind of other personal stuff, and you keep yourself focused on that particular thing. Other practical aspects could be that you are just keeping your phones away while you're working. Like, for example, if you're working from home or in a remote setting, it is important that you keep all your phones and other devices away from you. Another important strategy is that you use different devices for work purposes and for your personal purposes. Because if you have one device which has everything, like for example your work is there, and as well as your social media and every other platforms are there, you might get distracted. So it is important to have your devices different. If you can, if it is possibility, just have your devices different and keep yourself away from it. But at the end, everything depends on ourselves. It is not going to be something that other people going to do for us. And if right now I have this habit that I use my phone along with my laptops while I'm working, It won't be an overnight thing, and I will not stop using it overnight. It will take some time, but you will have to do it step by step. I hope I'm able to answer your question. Do we have any other questions, Table?
Yes, there is a question.
Hmm.
When I sleep, it feels like my mind does not sleep. Is it happening due to workload?
Okay, there are a lot of things that happens that impacts our sleep, obviously. Workload can be one of the things, but along with that, our mental overload is the major thing that does not let us sleep properly. See, our mind is constantly working. The only organ that makes our body and make sure that all other organs in our body are actually, working is our mind. So it is important that if you want to have a proper physical health, if you want to have proper sleep, if you want to manage your stress, if you want to have everything aligned, you should have your mind working properly. And for that particular purpose, it is much important, if we relate to our session, that do not overload your mind with a lot of information online. Just make sure that you just take information which is useful for you, the information which you feel like that it will help you in your life, and only information that is going to uplift you, that is going to be helpful, that is going to be beneficial. Don't just overload your mind, because if you overload your mind, it won't relax. Give yourself some time out of digital zones. Give yourself some time for relaxation, mindfulness, maybe yoga, maybe meditation, maybe some journaling. Maybe just relax with your family. Just go to a place where you feel like that you feel relaxed. And these are the things that are important to make sure that your mind relaxes. And when your mind relaxes, you will have a proper sleep. Moreover, it is very important to do not use mobile phones or any kind of devices, or use digital tools or any digital information at least 2 hours before your sleep. Because if you use it, like I'm just using my phone and then sleep immediately, everything that I took from online information is there in my mind. So my mind will constantly process that information. Okay, so it's important to have a break between your sleep and your device use.
Thank you, ma'am, for explaining it so nicely. We would take one last question. It is, what can we do to make sure technology helps us instead of controlling us?
Okay, so the question and the answer is exactly the same. You have to do it, and you have to decide which particular spaces are important for you, which particular online accounts are important for you. If you're following a lot of accounts and you feel like that they're not important for you, they're going to control you. How? Because when you kind of scroll your social media platform, like for example, if you're scrolling Instagram, what happens is you get a lot of information. There is a lot of information that you don't need. We intake a lot of such information that we actually don't need in our lives. This is how we are controlled by technology. We are controlled by technology in a way that, okay, I have this information, I have this information, I have this information, and now I don't know what to do with that information. So it is important that only take information that you need. For example, if you're connecting on LinkedIn, connect to people who are from your field. On Instagram, connect to people who you feel like that they would bring something positive in your life. Secondly, most important thing is, just don't buy a lot of devices. When you have less devices, you are not controlled by technology, you control technology. So if you have laptops, phones, iPads, and a lot of extra devices. This way, you will be controlled by whatever the technology is. So it is important that just buy something that you require, that you feel like that you should have. This way, you're going to control your technology, not controlled by technology.
Justified, ma'am. You explained it really nicely with uh, the concept for vigilant digital awareness. Thank you, lot.
Thank
So
you so
I
much.
would really like to thank you from behalf of the whole Women Ascension. That sorry, there's one last question.
Yes, sure.
Uh, okay, somebody is asking. I'm not clear regarding it. She's asking, what if not affected, but rather refresh your mind after a long day? Or is that addiction like cocaine? So,
Okay, so for that, I have a quote here in the last part of my presentation. Okay, balance. The most important thing is balance. If you're using it and at the end of the day it energizes you, it's good. But if you're using it constantly and it drains you, then it's not good. So for instance, if I have had a very long day and it was hectic and I just want to watch some fun videos, comedy shows, or anything that I like on Netflix, and I'm just watching one episode or one short video of it, that is good. That is not bad. It's a healthy and intentional use of technology. So we talked about it initially in the screen addiction and well-being definition. Then if you develop unhealthy reliance on technology, that's screen addiction. But if you have a healthy and intentional relationship with your technology, then it's not addiction, it's well-being. So balance is something that you will not find, you will have to create. So it's important to create a balance of everything. Okay, I hope I was able to answer the question.
yes, ma'am, well answered. So, ma'am, on behalf of Women Ascension, I would like to thank you for
I want to thank you
explaining.
very much for everything. I'm so grateful. I've learned a lot. Victorine, talking.
Thank you, Victorine.
So, I would like to thank you for taking your time out in spite of the challenges you are facing, the climatic challenges, and still you made sure that your commitment is fulfilled. I am really grateful for that thing, and thank you for explaining like a flow of story with the solution. So that was the best part. Uh,
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kanvi. I just have sent a form. It's a feedback
yes,
form
ma'am.
and it's a pledge as well. I would want everyone to please fill it out, like for me.
Yes, ma'am. I have tagged all, and I'll reshare it in the group
Thank
as
you
well.
so much,
So
Kanvi.
some people, if they are missing it out from here, so they can fill it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and joining this session. I hope I was able to provide you a lot of insightful knowledge, and you must have developed something and gained some knowledge that you can use in your lives. And inshallah, if we will get another chance, we will have more, such sessions and get to more talk about more other topics in details, and maybe we can cover individual populations as well, that if we see if we can get some time slots for that. Thank you so much. Thank you for the platform, and thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, ma'am, for
Thank you
taking your
so
time out and
Thank
much.
you too,
explaining
Mom.
things.
We're blessed to have
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for explaining things so nicely from the dot. And we would really appreciate on demand of the uh, participants to recall you again for an interesting talk in the near future. And I
Thank you so
seriously
much.
personally enjoyed. You were very clear with your words and very particular, and I really appreciate that thing. And I enjoyed the whole session. You made it interactive as well as impactful. So thank you a lot, ma'am, from all of us. And we would like to see you in the future session. And I would also like to thank the moderator for coordinating it so well, as well as the participants, those who were available still despite the changes of the time. Thank you a lot, everybody. And ma'am, once again, we are really grateful, and we would really like to see you for another session very soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kami. Thank you. Take care, everyone, and have a good night and good morning forever. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am. Same to you.
Good night. Bye.
Okay, good night. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night. Good night from Cameroon. Where?